Yo, what's going on, 360 Fitness family? It's Jack here at 360 Fitness, and I'm gonna come at you guys today with a live giving you 9 tips to help with workout recovery. So recovering from your workouts is huge. So it's obviously great to not feel so sore and to be able to get off the toilet and being able to get out of your bed without falling down on your face. But it's also important for especially beginners and intermediates, because if they're too sore, a lot of times they skip the gym, they miss the gym, they get back into bad habits, and the vicious cycle continues. So especially if somebody starts on a fitness journey in the first week 1 all the way to kind of like week 4, week 5, week 6 even, if they're not handling their workout recovery and they're too sore, they're too locked up, they're too tight, it's going to be very, very easy for them to skip the next workout, to skip the next week, to skip the next month, and then that vicious cycle kind of continues. So fitness beginners, intermediates, anybody, please take care of your workout recovery and put as much focus on your recovery as you do on your actual workouts. That way you're going to prevent injuries, you're going to be able to do your next workout a lot more effectively, you're going to perform better, you are just going to get better results, and your body's going to feel like $1,000,000. You're not going to just hate the gym. So I'm going to talk about 9 tips, guys, to get through this, and we'll try to do this in about 5-6 minutes, but I'll keep going as long as we need to. And if you guys have any comments, questions about this fun stuff, just shoot it in the comments. I can't see it on here. Well, I might be able to see it. If I miss it, I'll answer it afterwards, okay? Without kind of further ado, let's go. I have little notes behind me, so don't worry about me looking down on the screen. Number 1, guys, get enough sleep. Can't say this enough. The recovery that happens during our sleep in our catabolic phase, where it's more or less like the breakdown of tissue and the rearrangement of tissue and cells and energy and stuff, is your catabolic phase, and it's super important. It's kind of like where your body plays Tetris at night, kind of putting all these weird little parts back together, makes it a one cohesive unit again. And it's more or less repairing cells, restructuring cells, and just recovering our overall body tissue. So get enough sleep, guys, and it's a combination of quantity and quality with sleep. So I want you to shoot for about 6 to 8 hours, but it's all about quality too. So you need to be in that 6 to 8 hours, but if you're restless, you're not getting to sleep on time, you're out of your rhythms, it's just not going to work for you. It doesn't matter how much sleep you get. So sleep is super important and underrated. We created a free guide for this. We've posted a bunch about it in July, but you guys can take a look at our Instagram bios, our Facebook pages. We have a free sleep guide going around. 360fitness.ca/sleep guide. You can get yours for free. It's like 20-25 page ebook to be put together, all about how to perfect your sleep and get the most out of it. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2, guys, is where the success comes from being in the kitchen. So it's about getting enough protein. So protein is a macronutrient, and the other 2 macronutrients are carbohydrates and fats. The main primary responsibility of proteins is to repair and restructure proteins. So proteins is muscle tissue, okay? So protein is made up of a bunch of amino acids, and all of its main primary jobs, not all of its job, but the primary job that it does is repairing and rebuilding muscle tissue. So inside of a workout, you are actually tearing your muscle tissue in a positive way through little tears called microfibril tears, where it's actually legit tearing your muscles apart in a good way. So it promotes inflammation, it promotes more or less new nutrients, oxygen, blood flow, all that fun stuff to the region, and your body repairs it stronger than it was before. That's hypertrophy. So where that muscle tissue tears and the body rebuilds it stronger, larger, denser than before. So that's kind of why we want to, work out. We want to challenge our muscles. We want to overload them. We want to make sure that they know, hey, that's not enough, gotta grow. But if you do that and you challenge your muscles and you tear them up and you don't have enough adequate protein intake, you're more or less tearing the tissues and then not bringing it back to square one, let alone growing. So you're kind of just tearing tissues over and over again, and it's just going to be a cycle to injury and cycle to in performance. I don't know if that's a word, but not good performance. Okay. Number 3, guys. Number 3, water. Get your water in. Okay. Boring stuff. But boring works, guys. Get your water in. Shoot for at least 2 liters a day. Ideally, 3 if you're over 150 pounds. Shoot for about 2 to 3 liters a day. Just more water on your workout days. Okay, guys. You can get it in through regular carbonated water, the non-sugary stuff, bubble waters, soda streams, good herbal teas as well, and just get your water in. And it doesn't have to be just pure bland water. Get it in. 2 to 3 liters a day. You guys know water's elixir of life. We don't have to spend too much time on that one. Okay, this is one I kind of put in myself. I had 8 tips, and I threw this one in as well. And I'm terrible for this, especially in the summer. But especially in my weekend workouts, you gotta skip the post-workout beer. You gotta skip the post-workout beer. A lot of times I do like afternoon workouts on a Saturday and Sunday, and it's a little bit more chill, and you go for lunch with your friends after or whatever, and you're like, just have a beer. I'll just have a cocktail. And it's all fine and dandy. I fit it into my calorie counts, but also alcohol is a toxin, okay? So as soon as you put it into your body, hormones go out of whack. More or less, like all the rebuilding kind of puts on a hiatus, and it more or less goes to processing these alcohols and toxins to flush them out of your body. So you're telling your body to recover, but then also eliminate this poison and toxin out of your body at the same time. So your body's kind of torn in between. So even just that one beer, one cocktail right after a workout is obviously not ideal. We don't have to go into this too far, but especially in the summertime, guys, if you're a weekend warrior and you work out on the weekends, and then just matching it up with the patio right afterwards, not the best, especially when you're in the anabolic window, kind of like that 30-minute to an hour and a half after. So kind of save it for later on that day after you've got good water, good protein intake, and a good recovery. Then maybe if you want to hit the patio, go ahead. Number 5, guys, try foam rolling. So foam rolling is a hugely underrated part of recovery, and foam rolling is just those little foam rollers around the gym and those little trigger point balls, and it's something called self-myofascial release. So really what that means is you're just giving yourself a massage. I like foam rolling because obviously it's free, it's cheap, I can do it whenever I want to, as often as I want to. Plus for me, I can go up my own intensity and my own kind of level of pressure. I kind of know when my body can start to release. And if I get too much of a deep tissue massage, I can actually kind of tense up and I don't release all that much. So self-myofascial release, there's tons of information on the interwebs about SMR or foam rolling. So do it, guys. It's more or less just kind of a way for you to kind of keep up. You don't have to foam roll for hours and hours and hours, but even like 2 to 3 minutes before a workout, 2 to 3 minutes after a workout on the trouble areas that kind of help break up that tissue and promote recovery. And tip number 6 is to get a massage. So foam rolling won't take the place of getting like a full-fledged massage, but it's kind of like little band-aids along the way. It's not going to fix anything, but it's kind of going to keep you ahead of the game. And then you can utilize a full body massage every 1 to 2 or even 3 months. Okay, so you can kind of work that into it, and then that therapist will be able to find out a lot more about kind of the big root of the issue rather than just the symptoms, where the foam rolling is kind of taking care of the little symptoms along the way, and then the massage therapist or physiotherapist will be able to kind of find out the root of the issue and give you more ammunition to kind of take charge on that. Okay, so tip number 5, foam roll. Tip number 6, get that massage. Tip number 7, and this sounds simple, but a lot of people overlook this, is you have to plan out recovery days. You have to plan your recovery days into your calendar just like your workouts, okay? So this isn't a problem for everybody, but this is a problem for those kind of diehards, the people that go 4, 5, 6 days a week to the gym, and they're going hard. They're trying to give it 125% all the time, and they do really good for about 4 weeks, and then boom, they hit a plateau. Boom, they hit a plateau and another plateau and another plateau, and then they injure themselves, and it's just going downhill. It's because they're not giving themselves enough adequate time or quality time of recovery, and they just kind of keep going hard into their workouts, and they're just burning the candle from both ends. So if they're not taking care of their recovery, if they're not planning good quality rest days and breaking up their hardcore strength training sessions, it's going to come back and bite you in the ass tenfold, okay? So if you're strength training, more than 4 times a week, you have to religiously work in your recovery days, okay? I know this for myself is when I get on kind of a roll, I love going to the gym. And I'm not a big cardio fan, so I just lift weights all the time. And I'm lifting weights like 4 or 5 or 6 times a week. And all of a sudden I'm doing good, and then I plateau. And then my results start to slow down. It's because my body doesn't have enough time and energy resources to repair to kind of get me back up to 100% to go back into the next gym. So I'm actually getting the same amount of benefit going about 3 to 4 times a week and hitting it hard and basing my recovery than going 5 or 6 days a week. And then just not having that adequate time. Okay, so kind of plan it in, guys. So especially if you're working out more than 4 times a week, plan it in. Another thing is that don't skip the gym entirely. Like say if you're sore, say if you're just kind of tight and you're like, oh man, I'm just not feeling it like today. Don't just skip the gym and lay in bed and just watch Netflix for 8 hours. Your body recovers when it's active, when it's moving, and when it has to, work against gravity and get blood flow and circulation going. So you just laying at home on the couch and in bed, just watching, binge watching the next favorite season of whatever you want. It's not going to help you guys. You got to get up and get moving. So get up, get moving. Passive or active living, going for a walk, going for a light bike ride, going to the gym and just kind of, doing some cruise stuff where you're kind of just going through the motions. You're doing some cardio, do yoga, Pilates, that kind of stuff. Go to the gym, get up and get your ass moving is what I'm trying to say. Is don't just kind of feel sorry about yourself and think that laying in bed, for 8 hours is going to make it better. It's going to make it worse. Trust me. Another thing, guys, last thing, probably the most important tip on here, if you kind of got the gist of this conversation, is listen to your body. Just listen to your body. Theory, formulas, all that fun stuff, and kind of having it structured out can only take you so far. And you have to listen to your body because there's day-to-day stressors that change all the time, and everybody's different. So it could be work stress, could be relationship stress, could be home stress, could be gym stress, could be new injuries. But you have to listen to your body, and you have to be okay listening to your body, not thinking that you're weak, not thinking that, oh, you know what, I gotta go hard and this and that. Listen to your body. Give it yourself 100%. You can't be setting records every day, and that's okay. Give yourself 100%, whatever that is that day. So if you're giving 100% Tuesday and then you're 100% on Wednesday, looks like this, that's fine. As long as you kind of gave it all you had, do it. Okay? So listen to your body, and if it feels like a rest day, have a rest day. It feels like you can go hard, okay? But don't try to just follow the plan just because it's the plan. You kind of have to modify it as you see fit. Give yourself a chance to recover. Give yourself a chance to be at 100% for your next workout. So that's it, guys. That's all I have for you. I'm starting to ramble like I usually do, but those are 9 effective tips to increase your workout recovery, all the way from sleep and in the kitchen to other types of exercise, massage, a whole bunch of things. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Again, tip 1, number 1 is sleep. We have a free guide somewhere on these pages, so take a look at it. There's an Instagram bio and then on our regular Facebook profile. So we have a free sleep guide. Super important, guys. Grab it. It's yours. We put a lot of time, effort, and energy into that resource. So we help you guys get some better quality sleep and just kind of know why sleep is super important. So check it out. It'll make a world of difference in that 8 hours of your life. Hopefully it's 8 hours. Okay, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.